Hello everyone, welcome to the Ahdurin region. I'm your host, Ahdurin himself, and we are right back in it. Last time, we found Frank Sawit over here, testifying that our old pal Larry Butts committed a murder, but since we're the defense attorney, and also Larry isn't the murdering type of guy, we're trying to find out what this guy really is saying. He's not exactly the best witness so far. I've already called him out once. So, if you guys want to watch the previous episode, it should be in the description of this video, or in the card if I remember to do that. There's a playlist in the description or on the channel. I highly advise checking the first episode out, because otherwise this one will not make any sense whatsoever. So without further ado, let's get into the witness's testimony. This is the second time he's giving his testimony, so let us go. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, was it not? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
I see. You heard a voice saying on the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right? You know what to do. I've got this one. Let's get this cross-examination going. Alright, cool. So, what do you gotta say about each of these statements? You said heard, not saw?
Yes, heard. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't think to look at anything else, least of all my watch.
Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something, but if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all. The witness did say he actually heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest you wouldn't hear anything.
I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony.
There was a voice saying time. Uh-huh. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio?
Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio.
Incidentally, there was no radio on the premise, Mr. Wright. There was only one large television.
Right? I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television.
The witness has testified he heard the time. Let's see, it was about 3 hours off, wasn't it? How do you explain the gap?
Well, witness, can you explain this?
Must be watching a video of a taped program.
A video? Yes, that would explain why the time was wrong.
True, true.
Right? I think the problem lies someplace else. We're agreed that you heard the time at the scene then.
Are you sure the voice you heard said it was 1 p.m.?
Yes, I can practically hear it now. It was quite clear. Mr. Payne, has the prosecution verified this testimony?
My apologies, Your Honor. I too have only just learned that the witness heard the time. Oh boy, you call yourself a good prosecutor?
Oh, I'm really sorry. I only remembered it just now.
Are you really? Please tell me that's what he's gonna do. Well, you just watch it. Not much point in pressing him on that one, was there? Aw, shucks, I was hoping you'd be like, oh yeah, you bet you were sorry. Got him. Oh, it's all over. Cool. So Mia was talking about the second statement, I think it was? Or was it the first one or the second one? That wasn't the issue. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Huh. Wait a minute. I remember this. Because your boy Payne over here It's talking about how there was a blackout from noon to 6 p.m. Ooh, alright. How you gonna take this one down? I've called you out once, bro. You wanna get called out again?
Objection!
Hold it right there. The prosecution has said that there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Salt?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Salt, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Salt. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. I was going to visit the grandkids today, but apparently not.
Alright, we're gonna do this one more time? Let's do this one more time, alright.
Actually, I didn't hear the time.
I saw it! Oh boy, you son of a gun. I literally... I'm not doing this.
There was a table clock in the apartment. Wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim.
A table clock? I thought it was a statue though.
That must have been what I heard. What I saw. But I don't even know what the words are anymore.
Oh boy.
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly.
Oh, Phoenix got his serious face on. It's all over. Alright, let's get this going. Ooh. This music is getting hype all of a sudden. Probably because of the situation that we're actually in. Alright. Might as well press him and everything.
Hold it!
That strikes me as a very suspicious mistake. Yes, I can see how you'd be a little doubtful. I'm really sorry. I only just remembered that table clock.
The table clock.
There's a table clock in the apartment. Oh my god. Wait a minute.
Hold it!
A table clock. Was there a clock at the scene?
This is the first I've heard of it.
Ooh. A murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim.
Hold it!
The murder weapon? Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Something's fishy here.
That must have been what I saw.
Hold it!
Why didn't you tell us that in the first place? I guess it just slipped my mind.
You've had a lot of slips of the mind recently.
I'm not really sure how it happened myself.
The witness said he saw the table clock. End of story.
Hey, don't you...
Now, find the contradiction.
Alright. Well, clearly, which one was it? Yeah, the table clock wasn't in the apartment, right? So, we might as well present the fact that this thing over here ain't a table clock. It's a statue. I'm not sure how you can mistaken this for a clock. It's a figure of a thinker. Like,
Objection!
let's get this over with.
Wait just a moment! The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Salt.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? It's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted this as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now?
Heck, yeah. I got a bunch of problems with it.
Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known,
I'm using the wrong voice.
the only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction.
It's almost like I forgot what Phoenix's voice was.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he
Went into the apartment. Ooh, got him. It's all over.
You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder.
Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there.
I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Audience out here. Cameras up.
Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Saw, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, seeing the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Will the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never, look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw,
You just threw your toupee?
Shut up. I hate you. It was him. I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death.
Did his voice just change?
Order! Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
you claim the sound came from the witness. You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Sorry, I'm old. I don't know how to speak. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Ahem. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Saw had heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply...
How about try sounding the clock? I mean, the other two don't make... asking the neighbors doesn't make any sense, and examining the clock batteries doesn't mean much of anything. Try sounding the clock.
Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully.
I think it's 8:25.
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker after all.
So, you've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne? Can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ugh. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Saw had heard and the actual time of death. So,
Oh, sorry, wrong voice.
So, Mr. Saw, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I gonna prove that? Damn it! I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
The This means I cannot let you indict the witness, no matter how ridiculous he may be. Unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. They treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. Ugh. I almost had him.
Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now.
Not so fast, Mr. Sawyer.
Mia, I mean, Chief.
Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think.
Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that.
Well, yes. That doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow?
Well, if I say no, then we lose. So, yes.
Wait. Maybe I can prove it.
You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let him have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the courtroom that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
Alright, guys. One shot. Now, So, what can we say here? Obviously not my badge. The autopsy report doesn't help prove it's slow. The statute, the passport. The only other thing is a blackout record. And she was in Paris. So, what if... Okay, hear me out, guys. So what if she took the statue with her to Paris, and that was like her watch, and then at that point she changes the clock on her watch, because obviously it doesn't make sense to have normal, I don't know where we are, in Japanifornia, or whatever, I think it's supposed to be. Anyway, so she changes the time, then comes back, does not change it to our time, and presto, engagio, that's not a real spell, but whatever, she has a clock that is 3 hours behind, but not actually 3 hours behind, ahead or left or right, something like that. It's wrong.
The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Ooh.
The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Saw It? Or should I say, Mr. Did It?
Did he just... What the... Where'd he go? He just fell down and disappeared.
Order! Order, I say!
I went country for a second.
Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your client,
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
very well. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this courtroom finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts.
it's time to party. We got the victory, etc.
And with that, the court is adjourned.
Awesome. So we got a victory. We are 1-0. Alright, just 1 second. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Cool, so let's get back to this.
It turns out that Frank saw it was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawat let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawat grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
This is the type of victory music you want when you want a wholesome conclusion to your case.
Whew. I still can't believe we won.
Right. Good job in there. Congratulations.
Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you.
Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note.
I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel.
My life is over.
Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. We did it. It's all over.
Remember the guy that threw the hair at me? Yeah, that dude's in jail. But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was a... No, never mind. Not today.
Congratulations, Harry.
It's... What? Harry?
Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent.
You know what? If the headlines are like that, I gotta question the newspapers here, but alright. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat.
Oh no, I couldn't.
Hey, I was the one that got you off the hook.
Oh, hey. Hey, here. Take this. It's a present.
A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that...
Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You made this? Huh. Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento.
Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that just make you want to cry?
Larry.
Are you so sure?
Excuse me?
I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way.
No, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay.
Well, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about it?
I do? I mean, yeah, I totally do.
What the heck is she talking about?
The fact that she took the statue with her. That's what I think it is, at least. Hopefully this is it, because if it's not this, I got no clue.
Take that!
Yeah, that's sort of the case, just
Take that. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her.
Huh? Where'd you get that clock?
This is the clock you made for her, Larry. She took it with her when she traveled.
She probably just needed the clock, that's all. You think so?
It's a pretty heavy clock to take travel. Well, make of it what you will.
Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks.
Hope that made him feel a little bit better.
Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself.
This is life lessons, guys. You gotta listen to this.
Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never.
Good talking to you.
Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off?
Yeah, I guess so.
Say, how about dinner? On me.
Good, because I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't have a job. I mean, I do work with you. Like, I still got college bills to pay. And stuff.
We'll drink a toast to innocent butts.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him.
Yeah. Part, at least.
You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks.
Mia, I don't know how to tell you this, but I don't know how old. Phoenix is like 23. I am 20, so I cannot have drinks with you. If you want to get apple juice for me, that's great. I love apple juice. But I don't know if that's gonna work.
And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said,
Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. See, I do a pretty good
I do a pretty good Larry impression. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay me, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep.
The end. Yay, we got a new episode. Yes, I would like to save because I have not yet. Oh, apparently I can press start anytime to save the data. I probably should have known that earlier. Alright, guys, that is going to wrap up this second episode of the series. I was looking at that and saw episode 2, and I was like, wait a minute, but this is episode 2. Nope. That ends up part 2 of episode 1 of the first Ace Attorney game. I'll figure out a way to title this eventually. This was recorded immediately after the first episode, so if you left any comments, I unfortunately have not read them yet. I will get recording part 3 after part 1 has come out, so if you left any comments on that episode, I will be able to see it. Hopefully I'm going to try to be a couple episodes ahead. I'm not sure what the time frame is of when these episodes are coming out, but expect me to be a little bit ahead of the curve. Yeah, so that was episode 1. I already forgot the title. The first turnabout, and you can see the really cool covering here. I know the way that my screen is structured, it's a bit off-cut, but you get the general idea. It's a very nice picture. Yeah, so that was episode 1, the first turnabout. This is episode 2 of the series. And if you were interested in episode 3, I would highly recommend sticking around and figuring out what goes on. Next time, it's Turnabout Sisters. And apparently, the statue is going to be very important. Hopefully not in this case. Cough, cough, wink, wink. So, thank you very much for supporting the Ahdurin region in any way, shape, or form that you do. Thank you so much for watching this video as well. I did my outro backwards. It doesn't matter. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen.
Take that!
I like how Larry just looks completely shocked right now. Like, what? Oh my gosh, I'm in the photo? However, I will probably get to recording this. I will get. How do I say it? Episode. Hold up. The math is going through my head. The meme of like all the numbers floating around is like happening right now. Okay, so I will be recording part 3 after. I don't know if you heard that. That was my computer, not yours. I really wonder if we're gonna get different photos like this, and how many times I'm gonna have to figure out a way of sketching these together for you guys, because you clearly can't see all of it.